Hello and welcome back to another video on the Just Callum channel. Now I've done a lot of tent reviews in my time on this channel, over 10 at this point. It's cost me an absolute arm and leg in tents, but I've not done a tent comparison video. There's a lot of things that are important in a tent comparison video. Generally it's obviously the same tent, but it's the sizes. You have the Cairngorm 3 and the Cairngorm 2, the OAX Fox 1 and the OAX Fox 2, loads of different scales of tent. Obviously Eurohike make an endless amount of tents that have ranged from two-man Tamars, which I've done a review on, all the way up to an 8-man or something along that sort of size. So every single brand of tent makes loads of different capacity tents. Now the specific tent that I'm comparing is a tent I've bought recently and a tent who I know someone who has bought recently, Cairngorm tent. Specifically the Cairngorm 2 and the Cairngorm 3. So what I'm talking about specifically are these two tents here, the Cairngorm 3 and the Cairngorm 2. Size wise you can tell straight away, massive difference. Obviously I am on a slight decline, but straight away you've got, if I'm going probably just below my right shoulder there, it's about a foot shorter, give or take. So what are the main differences? Nothing. There's no differences at all. The main things are the size. This is a 3-person, this is a 2-person. But because of the size difference on this one and on this one, it means that other things are affected. For instance, your vestibule. Now obviously this is narrower than this one, but if you come here you can see straight away, because of the amount of space you have in a 3-man, the vestibule, you could probably, if in a bad situation, get an extra person in vaguely comfortably if it was an emergency. Whereas if you come around here, the 2-man vestibule is noticeably smaller, and you definitely could not get an extra man in this space here. It's a lot more small, it's a lot more cramped, and realistically it is the ideal space for storage of your bag, boots, if you're riding a bike, motorcycle helmet, jacket, trousers, obviously motorcycle boots too. These are all ideal for the vestibule. Obviously the Cairngorm 3 has more space, so that's kind of a standard comparison. Generally as well, the tent companies like to overestimate sizes, so they say this is a 2-man and this is a 3-man. What they actually mean is this a 1-man and his dog, and this is a 2-man and a dog. Or luxury 1-man tent and a luxury 2-man tent, basically. If you were to get the 3-man tent as a 1-person use, you would have essentially a palace. If you were 2 people trying to use the Cairngorm 2, completely possible, completely plausible, but you wouldn't be able to use, for instance, a Tracology UL80 sleeping mat each. They're about 4 inches high and probably about 700mm wide, all said and done. And this just is not big enough for 2 of those side by side, especially if you don't want your inner lining to be touching your fly sheet, because otherwise obviously condensation, you're going to get a saturated inner lining and it's probably going to just ruin your day, especially when you're folding it down. So there's the Cairngorm 2, the Cairngorm 3. As I say, if you step back you can see the size difference just in comparison. It is ridiculous how small this one is in comparison to this one, but of course this is only realistically, if you're going to use this, meant for 1 person, and it's a bit of a palace if it's just you on your own. So yeah, it's 2 good tents, but they're both the same make, of course, Berghaus, and both the same quality, which is of course very high because it is Berghaus. Just a very good idea to be able to see the size difference. A rare thing to see as well, I think, in my opinion, on YouTube, that you actually get to see the 2 tents side by side, so you can kind of make a reasonable decision. Now, just to show you one more thing, I have already done a video on this channel of this tent setup and the takedown, but just so you have an idea of the size, if you come with me, this is what I mean by the size of the Cairngorm 2. So realistically, if you are sleeping in this as 2 people, you will be pressed up against the side a little bit, but it is entirely possible. Whereas if you are on your own, you're in the middle, you've got your nice big air mat, nice 4-season sleeping bag, loads of headroom, easily set up, and then shuffle and sit up loads of room, all above my head, all around my shoulders and arms, and it will be a very comfortable night's sleep. But yeah, so that's an idea as to see the size of the Cairngorm 2. Same idea with the Cairngorm 2 than the Cairngorm 3. Cairngorm 3, keep getting that wrong. You have the pockets on the sides. With this one though, you only have one pocket on either side. In the 3, you have a double pocket on either side. As I said, the vestibule is obviously smaller, but you expect that. Obviously these two tents being the same make and the same thing, they both have the same interior. So that is specifically, with these ones, it's a blackout material. So if you are a light sleeper and you do wake up to early morning sun, that material is essentially exactly what you're after. You probably won't wake up and you'll generally sleep a bit better. So that's ideal. Now, hope you've liked this video. Hope this has been at least a bit informative to you. And of course, if you have enjoyed this video, please do drop me a like. Feel free to subscribe to the channel as well. Everything is really appreciated. And of course, ring that little notification bell so you are notified when I do upload a video on my channel. Thank you very, very much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.